Let me just get this set up really quick. And then we'll be good to go. Hang on, guys. I'm just trying to get this set up. I can't see my actual screen until I go live, which doesn't give me a lot of time to prep the space. There we go. Much better. Okay, and let's go to my channel and see where we are. Okay, we are live. Yay! Hello, everyone. Let's see if I can adjust this just a tad more. Hang on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me just adjust things and wipe this down. All right. I'm gonna start and restart this stream just so that I have a clean cut, or you know what? I think that'll be fine. Okay. So hello, everyone. I hope everybody is staying safe today. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. Lots of things have been happening in the news and all over the world recently, and it'd be weird for me not to touch base on some of that. But before I get into that, I wanted to say that I have super chats on, which means that there is a donation button with stickers, and if you want to get my attention during the stream, there's a little number sign in a square right below the text box, and if you click on it, you can send me a super chat with a highlighted message and an animated sticker, and you can actually donate if you like my content and my work. So that's up for every stream and for every premiere that I'll be doing in the future. So yay. Okay, so I want to kind of go over a lot of things that I've had thoughts on, and I'm going to start out with some good news and then kind of go into bad and then end with good. So it's kind of like a sandwich. Recently, I have opened up in-person sessions, so that means that I will be accepting applications for in-person sessions, which is great. I'll still be doing remote sessions and live streaming like this, and I am going to be continuing to upload to my clip stores and stuff like that, and taking remote sessions during this time, just in case people are committed to staying home. So that's the good news, and I'm going to continue streaming here every other week, and then the weeks that I'm not streaming, I'm going to be posting a video And the next one is going to be another ASMR one, and it's going to be a pride themed. So, yay. On to other news. Recently I had somebody impersonate me on Instagram. I think I posted about that, and then I took it down because that person has been reported and they are no longer up. But if you guys see somebody who has taken, not just mine, but if you're perusing, you know, Instagram and you're noticing that there are multiple names that vary from person to person, and you see that somebody is copying another person's account by taking their images and their texts, then please report them and please let the original person know. The original person is obviously going to have a website. They're going to have lots of followers, lots more than the fake account. They're going to have already a fan base. So just check in with that person and say, hey, I don't know if this is part of your account, but I would like to let you know that I'm seeing your images elsewhere, because it takes us years and years for us professionals to come up with our content, and we work very hard, especially me, who produces their own art, my own photos. I take them myself. It would also suck if somebody else had paid for money, you know, money to have their photos taken and then somebody's stealing them. That's not right. So if you see something, say something, please, and we would be most appreciative. So that's kind of something that happened recently. Florence Davis, hello. Thanks for this blessing, giving your time. Sorry, I actually missed the sign up window for the newsletter. Is it possible to get it? Yes, you did miss this June one because I sent it out yesterday, but I have a newsletter sign up available the whole time on my website. You can find that on my About page where I have links, or my main page where the main video is showing. Just click on the description box and the website is there. So if you would like me to actually send you the June newsletter as well, I'm kind of going over some of the stuff right now, but I have a little bit more detailed stuff in the newsletter. Send me an email. My email is also on my About page through my channel. Okay, so I'm going to go back to news. Let's see, I went over that. Oh, okay, so because BLM, Black Lives Matter, is such a big thing right now, I have a discounted option for those who want to session with me, and that's in person or in online, any form of sessions. So that discounted option is if you go to my Twitter page at Mara Domina, I have a pinned tweet that has a bunch of links for George Floyd or any of the other fallen Black members of society. And if you donate to them with the proof of donation, and I'll send you instructions on that, and you schedule a session with me, that donation amount will be taken out of the overall donation amount you're supposed to give to me. So I don't know how many people are actually going to be donating, but I would like to do my part. I've already donated myself to that cause, and I think it's really relevant now that we don't just sit and stand by and just watch the world happen. I think we should be a part of taking action, and so that's my type of action. On to better news. I have over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you very much for being here and for your watching of my channel. That means a lot to me, and I produce content, you know, mainly for free on YouTube, so this has, it's kind of a form of self-expression that I don't really get to do because I'm either doing custom clips for other people or custom clips that is in the moment due to location, and this is something that I get to do for myself that other people get to enjoy. So if you like it, like I said, there is a sticker option on the super chats. You just need to look for the $sign under the chat box on YouTube, and you click it and you can send me a sticker or send me a highlighted message, and that will be your support for me. I have also am giving away a pair of used nylons for any of my foot worshipers out there, to the person or people who buy the Love Forever stamp package, which I have added onto my Amazon wish list. I am running low on actual stamp postage and would love new ones delivered via mail. So if you would like to dedicate that to me, I will dedicate my stinky nylons to you. You can find my Amazon wishlist through my website under the tribute page, and also on my about page here on YouTube. As always, direct gift cards and cash donations are appreciated because I get to keep 100% of those. Lastly, I have come up with a new photo set that is on my website under portraits. It's Pride themed, and I took multiple photos with my baby girl O up in San Francisco last year, so go check those out because it's a really cute set. Shan, I can't find your website. It's under my About section. If you go to my channel, youtube.com/c/Dominamara, click on About. It's right there. All right. So I'm going to dive into a couple of topics that I hope are relevant because it's what's been happening in the world. And although I'm not out protesting, my spirit is with a lot of my friends who are out on the streets and, you know, marching for certain friends and their beliefs for Black Lives Matter. I have had the honor of having both male and female subs, and I just want to say that I don't have any discrimination towards anybody who comes and asks for a session. I am all inclusive, so equal opportunity for everybody, and I find that it makes for really great photos as well. The Easter photo set has a Black female sub, and that was a really fun shoot that I did in DC. So and since this is such a big thing, Pride is now featuring BLM, and we are going to be focusing on that instead of all the rainbows and the parading. I'm sure there's going to be some of that this month, of course, because LGBTQ is very important as well. I consider myself pansexual, which means I don't give a damn what what you identify as long as we click, you know, and have a chemistry with each other, then that's all that matters to me. Lots of comments on loving my feet. Thank you. You should join my OnlyFans. I have a lot of foot content on there. And my clip stores also have lots of foot content. What do you guys like most about feet? Thank you for that, Florence. Florence says, yes, I will. I was planning on it, but I've been donating to other causes this week. As long as, you know, you're helping out and contributing to society, I feel like that's kind of the main issue. So just be present, you know, make yourself knowledgeable on what's happening. Twitter's a great way to see instant news, and that's kind of how that's my window to the world right now. I'm actually seeing what other people have posted and things that happened globally, because it's not just here in the US. Other countries such as France, Germany, UK, New Zealand have been participating in these events. And then most recently, there has been lots of shakeups in Mexico as well. So Florence says, I don't even really like feet, but yours are amazing. I've converted many a sub to them actually being interested in feet. Like I had a sub once start rubbing my feet, and they're just like, I don't know why I'm rubbing them, but I feel like I should be alleviating you from your heels, from wearing heels all day. And then he asked me for permission to suck on my toes, and that was kind of awesome. He started doing that from then on. Yes, it is, Max. Anything with feet is honestly a thing. DFJKD1. Man, you gotta have, I don't know how to pronounce that besides saying each letter individually, but you gotta have an easier way to say your username. Will I be doing any more ASMR videos? And if I am, can I do one with white surgical latex gloves? So to answer your question, I will be doing an ASMR video. I am planning on releasing that next week. So hope you are subscribed, because you will get notified when that comes out, and I will premiere it so that you'll be able to chat with me live through the chats, not through a video feed, but through a chat like this, and watch it with me and comment. For your second question, I am not really a fan of white surgical gloves. That would be considered as a custom clip, and you can ask me for custom clips through my email address found on my About page on my YouTube channel. Florence says, as soon as lockdown is over, I can session. When did you realize you could bring people into a trance? I think it's, I had taken a few hypnosis classes through DomCon, and I had a couple of people approach me about hypnosis. And so obviously I had my first session with somebody who was really into having their mind kind of controlled and to having kind of a sensual feel around their brain space. And that totally clicked with me, especially since I see my work as super spiritual. And so I've been doing that ever since with both men and women. And it kind of allows them to deep further into their desires. Shen, yes, I said I do online sessions. You can find more information on my website, dominamara.com. Thank you, Florence. Yes, I do have many links for tributing. You can tribute through cash, through my Amazon wish list, and through emailing me through custom clips, and we can go from there. Max, that triggered is not allowed on YouTube. You are probably going to need to ask for a custom clip, and I'll be able to do that for you off of YouTube. Max also says, I have a word fetish. I know it's bizarre. I don't think it's bizarre. Anything can be a fetish, and I think words are very powerful, and so it makes sense logically that you can be triggered by certain descriptions. Florence, you are the type of sub that I would love to play with, because you are an actual sub. Florence says, when I get to session with you, I don't even have any preferences. I'm happy to just let you use me as you wish. And that just means that somebody is letting me take full responsibility and guiding them and their soul through a unique experience. Love that. Max, no worries. It's just, you gotta keep it PG as much as possible on YouTube, because I want my videos to be able to be seen by other people, like how you found me. And that's not going to be able to happen if I'm always being censored. Winsome, yes, I do also want to control around the world, which is why touring was such a big thing. Stimp C, the one thing I love about BDSM is that it goes beyond intercourse. I've never had a fan. Wow, that's very, very rare. Most people have a very, most men, I should say, have a very, no, most people, even women, have a huge connection with intercourse and fetishism, since fetishism is literally the description of being sexually attracted to an object. But the BDSM dynamic, that's different. And I feel like it's more powerful to have a power exchange relationship than just being physical all the time. Of course, physical is part of it, but I think power exchange should come first. Winsome, you can go to my clip store, iwantmara.com, and check my videos out. Also, I would like to say that if you send me the links through email, I can send those clips downloadable to you directly, and I get to keep 100% of the profits instead of having to go through any of the clip sites. So that's that. Max says, I recently saw a hypnotic bondage video on YouTube. I was so impressed by it. I transcribed it and rewrote it, extended it to encompass my fetishes. Yeah, you're definitely a fetishist, and I think you would benefit most from custom clips, because you have a specific vision of how you want things. I don't usually do scripts, to be honest. I don't really like reading scripts because it doesn't allow me to be me. It's just literally somebody reading and acting what you're saying. And for some people that's okay. That is a custom clip, totally legitimate. However, that's not really my style, because anyone can do that. I like to kind of put my own twist on things. Okay, while you're typing that, I'm going to go back to Max says, I would not want to provide a script. Providing a script ruins the main part, which is your imagination. Correct. So if you just give prompts like certain words, then that's fine. You know, people can run with it. But you can converse with me more on that later. Or you could watch my YouTube video. I actually have a YouTube video on filming customs. So watch that, and you know, you might have your questions answered there. I would like to use this time for more productive conversation, such as what's happening in the world and kind of questions and thoughts that I have at this moment. So thanks for bringing that up, and I hope to receive a clip request from you soon. No need to shut up, Max. Just want to be a little bit more relevant on topic today. So I want to bring up this interesting conversation that I saw on my Twitter timeline. I didn't engage. I just read everything, and I thought it was interesting because I saw points to both sides. However, I am leaning more to one side than the other, and that has to do with BLM, but it's in a more general sense. So I'm going to state what it was in the beginning, and then I'm going to extrapolate from that. So the original post was to a Dom, and the Dom is Caucasian, and somebody asked her, how come you're not posting anything on the Black Lives Matter issue? We've only been seeing you talk about domination, which is great because that's what she's known for. However, you know, perhaps she needs to pick a side of like supporting it maybe because it's the right thing to do, yada, yada, yada. And then she replied saying, you know, that she recently had to cancel a class and that has a chronic illness and she doesn't really know what to say, but if there's something that she can say or do, that, you know, that could be advised to her, which I thought was fair because, you know, if somebody doesn't really know how to go about starting a conversation with a really hard topic, then, you know, it's a legitimate request. But then I've also read that other people are calling her out on that, saying, you know, having us tell you what to do isn't really saying much, or that, you know, if she's not partial to a certain race or not, then that's not really kind of giving support in a sense that, okay, so you're just saying that you're not racist, but then also there's no responsibility taken for like any action behind that. She's not acting. And so that's kind of an interesting issue that I find in our country today, the United States, because, and I usually don't talk about politics. I usually hate politics. I usually hate this kind of conversation, but I think it's important, and that's why I'm talking about it right now, because I don't have any bars, any restrictions to people when I play, unless you are racist. If you're racist, then I don't play with you. But it brings up an interesting topic because as somebody who is privileged in a Caucasian setting, right, a lot of people have been saying to use your privilege to do good, you know, to use your privilege to say what's right, to say, hey, if there is something I could do, somebody post links. Like some celebrities are getting targeted for not doing anything, and then some are like using their platforms and saying, hey, if there's any links that I can donate to, put them down below and, you know, I'll check them out or something. And at least that's kind of giving a step towards doing it, whether they actually do it or not. Some celebrities were actually out on the floor, on the streets, protesting. And then there's some celebrities who have somebody else Photoshop them holding a sign that say Black Lives Matter. And then on the shadow, on the floor, you can tell that they're not holding anything. And that's pretty despicable. I'm not going to name names because I'm not here to bash on those people, but I'm not for that. And if you want to do something right that's for the cause, like do it in a way with good intention. Don't do it for the sake of doing it. Don't do it because everybody else is telling you to do it. Don't do it because you're trying to show off and get followers or anything. Do it because you think it's right, you know? And that's kind of all that I have to say about that, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been filtering through on my feed and through the news, and I just had to get that out on my chest. You know, I'm taking whatever people's donations are for out of my time that I find valuable because I think it's worth it. You know, so if somebody is gonna donate $100, I'm taking that $100 out of my hourly rate, and I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fair, because that's the standards that I've set for myself, and then I think that it's going to a good cause. So I really like that, and the person who's donating will know exactly where their money went because they're the ones who sent it in. So yes, Max, this situation in the USA at the moment is shocking. We're not in a good place. I feel like this has just been rotting under the surface for a long time. And then, you know, with certain leaders or people who are supposed to be leaders, you know, are not doing their job diligently. And so we suffer as a whole because of that. So that's all I'm going to talk about that today. I just wanted to get that out there. It's been a heavy week. So, you know, Santa Monica, I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm here in Los Angeles, and Santa Monica is destroyed, and that was one of my favorite places to go to. So it's really sad to see that, you know, there's a lot of looting, and that's just people who are taking advantage of the protests and just destroying things and taking things for themselves. So hello, Rice. I don't know if that's how I pronounce RHYS, but you're from Scotland. I just said I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm from California. I don't know if you're paying attention. Okay, hello. You're from India. Nice to meet you. I'm glad, and that's another thing that I love about this channel too, is that I have a lot of people from all over the world. Most of the people who watch my channel are from the United States, but in my analytics, I've had a lot of people in the UK, some people from Germany, and then a bunch of other places like, I don't know, there was France. Okay, I think the stream is like cutting in and out, but hopefully you guys are hearing complete sentences. Let me know if you didn't catch something, because that'll help on my end. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be the internet, but as long as my thought is complete, is it, Max? Can you hear the complete sentences? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Max. Shan is asking why I didn't go to any protests. I thought about it, but I also saw the damage that people took for physically, because police are very aggressive and have been very violent. And so I didn't want to be a part of that. Also because I've had some issues previously with the police, and so I didn't want to put myself in that situation, which is also why I have donated. And I think donating and spreading the word across to over 17,000 people who are following me on all of my social media platforms is just as valid. So all right. Let's see. What can we talk about for the next 20 or so minutes? Let us see. Maybe I can pull up something on my feeds that Max says, I'm very lucky. I live in a town with one of the lowest crime rates in England and the most polite police. that is very lucky, and I'm very happy that you get to live in harmony with them. I have no problem with the authority if they are being fair and they're doing just cause for their jobs. But there's a lot of corruption here, and there's a lot of people who are taking advantage of their place behind authority. Max also says, I got arrested once and they didn't even cuff me. I'm not going to ask for what, but getting arrested is kind of a common thing. You can be loud and belligerent and they can cuff you and take you away. And you can even be sober doing that. So right, yeah. And so one of the things also that I don't like about the cops here, is one of the trending topics is in Buffalo, New York, there was a squad of police and a 75-year-old man went up to them in protest without touching them. He was just talking to them, and one of the policemen pushed him and he fell over, hit his head, and immediately started bleeding and didn't move. And they just walked on by. So that's the kind of culture that we have. But not all policemen are like that. Some of them have taken a knee here in certain cities and have put their batons down, took their helmets off and walked and marched with the people, and so it's a mix of things, but mainly there's more negative than positive, and that's what needs to change. Yes. Yes. Max, no, not only, okay, so on strike and protest, they didn't just go on strike, they got resigned, but they're still being paid. And that's why everybody's stating online, just fire them because that's not okay. He was an old man. He wasn't doing anything. He was in a sweater and jeans talking to them. And they were in SWAT gear with their helmets and a baton. So yeah, no bueno. And let's see. Oh, another thing that I found that is really awesome is that there's a community of, well, mainly Doms because that's who follows me and I follow back for most of the time on my Twitter account. But they were promoting Black-owned companies, Black-owned products, people who make products. I just posted one for those of you who like to dress as sissies or like to dress in goth wear. It's on my Twitter at Mara Domina. And there's this company called altpress.com, and they're a really great alternative for alternative fashion. So check that out. There's also another thread, I need to find it again, but they are selling candles, and who doesn't love the smell of candles? Or I use candles a lot through rituals, as you could see in my latest ASMR video where I am doing the goddess positive affirmations. I always like candles. I find it has a nice presence and it gives a nice environment for what I need to do, and I put my intentions through it, and I also bless it under the full moon. So that's that. Yesterday was also a super moon. It was this strawberry moon. It was full, and usually I'm out in the desert doing other rituals, but due to quarantine still kind of happening, people kind of forgot about the pandemic when BLM kind of happened, so I'm still staying home if I'm not out working and doing sessions, or getting groceries, all the essentials. Max says, I'm a huge fan of ladies in head to toe, shiny vinyl, the gloss, the sound. It's intoxicating. Yes, I agree 100%. And I'm actually seeking somebody to fund a latex catsuit I've been wanting for a while now. It has a certain print from a certain company. And once that is made, I'll even do an ASMR video on it. But I am still looking for somebody to fund that. So if you are interested, email me. Shan says, the cop must get a death penalty. So I don't know if a death penalty would be an equal exchange. However, I think they deserve way worse than just getting suspended. At least fired. Max, may I tell a short, sad story of my experience today? Is that relevant, and is it PG? If those two are true, then yes, go ahead and share. Rice, what am I drinking, if I may ask? This is tea. It's lightened tea. Hold on, let me refresh. I have a lightly sweetened green tea. So, yay. Doesn't really wake me up or anything because caffeine doesn't do anything to me. So, it's more for the taste and the aroma and to be calm while I stream. Really hard topics. Yes, Max, always. Everybody, please keep your messages PG. Thank you. So I'm going to read this short story, and maybe so really quickly, Max, are you telling me this short story to share a story, or are you telling me to comment? What is your intention behind telling this story and sharing it with everyone on the feed before you dive in? Okay, let's see if I can give good feedback on this, I suppose. This is my first time experiencing a short story on my live stream, so go ahead. I will say it out loud in case people watch this later and the chats are not available. So Max says, I had a session all lined up, my first this year. I was meant to get text directions at 11 a.m. It's 9 p.m. and her phone is still off. Ah, that's it. Yeah, I think you got, I think she either forgot that you had a session, and I don't know if you contacted her beforehand to say, hey, I'm confirming that we have a session and I will be there. Please send me the address, because I seek that for my subs. I'm diligent enough to also check in to make sure that they are going to be there. So she's either not being clear on telling you to contact her to confirm that you have an appointment that day, or she is irresponsible and forgot, or she's not legitimate and took your money if you gave her a deposit and is just going to keep it without replying back. And fingers crossed she just got busy and it will work out in the end. I'm hoping for that too, but that's also very not good for her brand because she should be on top of that. No deposit. Yeah, that's not a good business model for her either, because you could just not show up either. And that's why I require deposits for everybody, even people who have been seeing me for over 6 years. I hope I gave you positive how do you call it, reinforcement. I don't know if you've done your research, but I'll only give sympathy if it's deserved. I have a YouTube video on how to approach a mistress, on what to look out for when new to BDSM playlist. So check that out. Even if you're not new to BDSM, I have a very outlined guideline for those who are seeking sessions with new mistresses. And if she's a good mistress, she will do her research too. If you've seen somebody else before, she'll ask you for references. And I also have a YouTube video on references and how good mistresses ask each other about certain subs. Max says, I used to have a regular, but she disappeared off the face of the earth about a year ago. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that some people do that, but they've got to do what they've got to do in life, and sometimes they're called to do other things. I would give at least a hiatus or a farewell message if I was leaving. But that's me. I like courtesy. I like, if I have a big fan base or if I have people who have been looking after me for a really long time, that's kind of the least you can do, you know? All right. Last comments, questions, concerns. Otherwise, I'll be ending soon, in 7 minutes or so. Shan, let's build a temple for our goddess Mare. Learn to spell my name, please. It's M-A-R-A, and I prefer capitals since that's a name and it's proper. But yes, if you built me a temple, I would visit it. I would stream in it, and I would do a music video in it as well. Not a music video, a short film. Oh, no problem, Max. Max says, all I want to add is thanks for having your live streams, Ismara. As I said before, it's a way to kind of connect with everybody that has been watching my content and to address certain things. Usually I don't address heavy issues in the world, but this is too important not to. So I just realized that this has been up the whole time. And if you guys want to request custom clips, do so. You can do that through emailing me, mara@dominamara.org. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with a couple of good quotes to motivate you all to be better people in the world, because we need more of that. And these are all going to be quotes from Black people. I really love Maya Angelou, so I'm going to quote her. She's very inspirational. Let's see. What is a good one? This is one that I've actually been seeing a lot on BLM posts. And that is, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Maya Angelou. I really like this one because it's on womanhood. And obviously I'm a female dominatrix, so it says, I am a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Love that one. This one's very relevant to my topic today, and that is, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide to not be reduced by them. So instead of seeing the negativity in what's happening in the world and having cities destroyed and not being able to trust in your local authorities, take that and try to make changes, you know, by protesting, by peacefully, by out for better change. These are all Maya Angelou. On possibilities, she said, lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for new beginnings. So I'm going to leave you all with that. And I want to thank you for joining my stream today. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share it so that other people can also view my ideas, my words, my tokens of wisdom, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Stay tuned for next week. I will be submitting and uploading a new ASMR video, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be different, and it's going to be pride related. Check out my wish list if you'd like to send me something. And remember, for those of you who like my feet, I'm giving a pair of free used nylons to those who purchase that love postage stamp packet for me. So thank you, Rice. I hope the rest of your day goes well as well. Max, thank you as well. Looking forward to ASMR video. I found you while looking for ASMR. Which video by chance did you find of the ASMR? Was it the leather gloves or the footwear, or which one? Because I don't think it's going to be the dominatrix bases. Yeah, the gloves. Yeah. That one has been, I think, the most watched, and I'm not sure why. The footwear one has the most views in the first 2 days that it came out. So, yeah. Max says, I'm submissive to some, but not generally. Yeah, most people aren't really submissive either. They kind of just have the tendencies. But I'm mostly what you worked out already, a fetishist. To each their own. So thanks for being here, everybody, and cheers. Have a great weekend ahead.